It's getting pretty and bright outside, and I just wanted to do some stuff that's fun and introduce y'all to a couple of new techniques. And these little small paintings are a great way to do that. So I have traced our little quirky flamingo onto the back of, this is an Artist Loft little 5x7 canvas panel that I got at Michael's. They have the same ones at Hobby Lobby. You can order them online. Somebody told me you can even get it at the dollar store now. So we're gonna start off. This is a Posca. It's a pen. It is a pen that holds acrylic paint. This is black, and so it's got kind of a fine tip. These work really well, but they really work better on flat surfaces than canvas because of that little texture. Sometimes the smaller nibs get get stuck into the ridges of the canvas. But we're going to go ahead and start with this little Posca pen. Go all the way around this chickadee's eyeballs. And give her little eyelashes. I'm going to come around here where her little cheek is and then do around her beak. Now, so here's a little pro tip. If you go straight up and down, it catches a whole lot more than if you kind of come as an angle. It doesn't catch quite as much. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna get right in here, put a little mark where her little nostril is, and I'm gonna come up over the top. Go there. And catch her little swirl feathers here. And then back down here, I'm gonna come back down the bottom part of these long feet. Give her some little knees there. Go across the bottom. Now I think I'm gonna catch these little bottoms here. How's that? We kind of do this little W here. Like that. We can put some more in here, but we're gonna paint that first. So put the cap back on that pen. Make sure you snap it because you don't wanna have to sit there and try to clean off a nib for that brush. Now, I have a whole pile of different brushes here. I didn't even clean them out when I finished the other day. That's bad. So I have, this is like a 3/8 of an inch angle brush. I just used these this morning, so it's not that bad. I have the paint palette here that's got titanium white. It has got this light magenta, cadmium orange, or this is Master's Touch brand, so it's just plain orange, but cadmium orange is the same thing. This is lake blue, and then this is just cadmium yellow medium, just a primary yellow. Just wanted a bright yellow right there. So whichever one of those colors, this is usually going to be called something magenta. This one is going to be like a teal blue, or this is lake blue in this Master's Touch brand, cadmium orange, white. Titanium white is always my titanium white, and this Posca pen is black. So if when we go over it, we need some more black, we're just going to use this. Okay, so to start with, we're going to come right up here into her beak, and we're going to do that with, get my brush wet here. We're going to do that with this cadmium orange. So I'll water it just a little bit. It's got a little stiffness to it. So I'm going to water it just a little bit, and then we're going to come right I love these little angle brushes because you can get right into those little corners. Little quirky birds. I'm gonna do, I started off by doing the little quirky farm animals, the little winter animals this past winter. And those were a big hit. I got such a lot of great feedback from you guys with those. So I said, let's do some smaller ones. Okay, so got that little beak done. Now I'm also going to use that same orange color down here. If you want to get a smaller brush, like you feel like you can stay in those lines better, you are welcome to do that. So we're going to do these birds. We're going to do some farm animals. Probably do some little woodland animals in this little quirky style. This is a great thing to do with kids. I would print them out a little bit bigger though, so if you're gonna do them with kids, I would get this do this printout in like an 11 by 14 and trace them out. They would love that. There you go. Got that little orange in there. Now we're gonna come back with, let's get another brush. Look, I need to take some of these out, but let's get another brush and we're going to go ahead with that pink. I'm gonna take, this is about the same, it might be, okay. Let me switch these brushes out. That's just way too big. Way too big. We're just gonna use this little spotter brush for up here. We got a little piece of it, her cheek right there. And then you can go right over those Posca marker strokes if you want, and then just come, once they dry, we'll go over them again. Try to go around them as much as I can, but it's not super critical. I mean, how cute is this little guy already? Girl. I guess with those eyelashes, it's a girl. So we're gonna just keep going down. Get a little bit more. Trying to keep all these feathers kind of rounded at the end because that's more of a fun look, more of a stylized look. go. I'm gonna come back to this bigger brush right here just to fill in this spot. There you go. Then we're gonna let's go back to this little spotter brush. We're gonna take some of this lake blue, kind of mix it in with this pink. We want it to be kind of purpley. I want it like one notch more blue than it is pink. So we're going to take that kind of purpley color and put the underneath part of these feathers in that color. There you go. So you got kind of a little purple underneath there. And we're going to take a little bit of that purple and give us just the outline of some feathers. So basically we're just going to come up with a few little, what I call elongated U's back here. There you go. Cleaning that off. And let's get a little bit of that white with some blue, mix it together. Get a lighter version of that. We're going to use that for two different things. We are going to use that at the bottom, kind of like he's standing in a little thing of water. Let's wet it a little bit. I want it to look liquidy. The best way to do that is for it to also be liquidy. Come up over his feet here a little bit. So he's kind of standing in shallow water. There you go. He, she. I'm gonna also take and go just around that dot of an eye with a little bit of this blue color. If you cover up your dot, don't worry about it. We'll come back over it. Give her a little blue irises there. And now, gonna come in with some white highlights down the back. On these feathers in the front. I'm going to make some of those elongated U's for some feathers up here. dash of a highlight in some of these as we're going back to the back of those feathers. There you go, make him a little quirky. I'll clean that off a bit and then come get some clean white. Give him a couple little commas. So a little comma on the left side of each one of his knees. That's going to give you a little highlight in there. Give him a little bit of highlight on the touch of each one of those legs. And let's get a little bit of white into some of that purple color. And a long white line on the top of that beak. One right there where his little nose is, and then one at the bottom. And then this is where this yellow comes in. Get a little bit of that yellow and come right over that white. You need to put the white first because yellow is very transparent. If you don't put that white first, it's not going to show up very well. And let's get a little bit of white on his little cheek right there. Just a little couple little flecks of white. I think I might want to just give him a little bit, a few feathers coming out from his neck. So it won't look so smooth. Just little eyelash curls. And up here. And then I'm going to give him some little bit of pink. Let's mix it with some white. A little bit of pink up here in these feather curls that we created. And then I'm going to just do a couple without the black of little curls. Go. Now I covered all my white here with yellow, and I think I want to put just a little bit of white back in there. So let's give it a little bit of white back in there. I'm going to take that Posca pen, make my eyes back circular black. There you go. Now, if there's any little spots around here where you see a trace line, you didn't quite go over it, go ahead and get whatever color is closest to that. So in this case down here, it's going to be the orange, and just go back over that little trace line again. There you go. So we've got our quirky little flamingo, and I am so excited to be doing this whole little quirky animal series. I love painting animals, and this is just something a little different. You can make a card out of this. It's a great little something to put in a summer party. You can do a whole little paint party with a little girl and her friends with this little flamingo. So you just trace it out. You can even go over all the trace lines with the Posca if you want to, and let them paint into it. It's just a great little fun design for the late spring and through summer.